Dragon Ball's a show I've only gotten into this year, which is extremely late considering the show's been around since 1986, but in a short amount of time that I have been watching it and enjoying it, I've really grown to like a lot of the characters and all the different arcs, but not many of them are really used anymore, which is a shame, because while I really do like Goku, at the end of the day this is just the Goku show. Hardly any other character gets their time to shine because they've got to show off Goku's new power, transformation or something else. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying other characters don't do anything, but you will never see a character who isn't a Saiyan be the one to defeat the big bad of the arc. But there is still a hierarchy to how respected the characters are. So at the top level you've got angels like Whis and Vados, and then just below them you've got gods like Beerus and Champa, and then a little bit below them you've got Saiyans where they keep improving, and after each fight they grow stronger and all that, but I'm sure you know all that. And all the way at the bottom of the pecking order is humans. This show actively goes out its way to shit on human characters, and as time goes on they become less and less relevant, appearing here and there, and they'll never be gone because they need to make the 500th Master Roshi being a pervert bit, which is one of the only things I actively hate in this show. I get it, he's a weird perverted old man, just please stop.
I'm sorry, it's no use, my rabbit is mind of their own!
But anyways, yeah, the humans are pretty much get nothing but disrespect in the anime nowadays. I mean, to use a quick example, let's look at Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Bulma comes in and shits on Krillin, saying how useless he is. She says, "Where's Tien, Roshi or Yamcha?" Oh, and then Krillin actively proves Bulma right, and straight bitches out of the fight for a while. It's so annoying, but yeah, he does get a cool moment later where he uses his solar flare. And same with Roshi in the Tournament of Power arc, in Super. He got an extremely cool moment after all his weird perverted, pervy crap. But my gripe here isn't with all humans in particular. Actually, how he said gods, angels and Saiyans and humans have the pecking order, well, so do human characters. And all the way at the bottom of that list, even below Mr. Satan, is Yamcha. Yamcha was one of the first real threats to Goku in the original Dragon Ball, being one of the only characters that we've seen actively beat him in a fight. Yeah, I know he's hungry and all that crap, but I don't really care. He's an alien who is now equal to, if not stronger than, some gods. But over time of the first arc, Yamcha and Goku became friends. He also came up with the idea of turning Puar into a pair of scissors to cut off Goku's tail to stop his beast rampage form. Stuff like that was showing Yamcha's true character. And on the side of that, he had a little gag where he was absolutely afraid to speak to women, and he couldn't even speak to Bulma due to his fear. But he still went out his way to protect her whenever he could. And in the end of the arc, not only was he able to speak to her, but they were now partners, which is why Bulma and Yamcha were both out to get the Dragon Balls, so Bulma could wish for a boyfriend, and Yamcha wanted to wish for the ability to speak to women. And they both got their wishes without even having to use the Dragon Balls, which was a good wrap up. Yamcha then heads out and does his own thing with Bulma. He doesn't really do much more of notice, but he is the second character to learn the Kamehameha, which is a pretty impressive thing. I'm not going to go over every single time Yamcha does something, because we might be here for like 30 minutes. There's 806 episodes, and if I went over every Yamcha scene after the first arc, I might be pushing 30 minutes. That's just fucking embarrassing. Anyways, next thing to note is that Yamcha came into the World Martial Arts Tournament, and he got beaten by Tien, which is fine, but the dude comes down and breaks his leg for no reason at all in the quarterfinal. And that's the beginning of the end for Yamcha. And it's also something he got comfortable with, getting clowned in the quarterfinal. I don't think he made it out there once, and every time the World Martial Arts Tournament does come up, apparently he does vigorous training, but yeah, we don't really get to see it. Every time in the quarterfinal is gone. And like I said, this leg snap is the beginning of the end for Yamcha. I'm going to move off the original Dragon Ball now, because while the disrespect has only just begun, Dragon Ball Z ramps it up to a whole new level. So when the Saiyans came down to attack Earth, Yamcha's right there to fight them and protect Earth, even knowing how strong they are with how Raditz managed to overpower Goku. So when Krillin was about to be sent to his death, Yamcha stepped up in Krillin's place so he wouldn't get killed, showing how brave and how loyal he is to his friends. But even so, he managed to beat that Cyberman, and then it did a sneak attack kamikaze bitch move thing, and in that one explosion it was GG for Yamcha. While Ye did win that fight, Unless it was filler, I'm pretty sure that was the last fight he did win in the entire rest of the Dragon Ball series as a whole, and it ended with him getting killed in one of the most iconic clown-on poses in television history. Why is he curled up like an armadillo? This was Yamcha's reputation down the toilet. While he was dead, he did go to King Kai's planet, and he got stronger, or so we're told, because we never see Yamcha do fuck all from now on. Let's move on to the Android arc. Yamcha and Bulma have been on and off again for a little while. Now, this will surely be the place where Yamcha wins in his personal life, because since his introduction, all he spoke about is wanting a wife and a family and to settle down and all this. So that would be a good assumption. And yet it's wrong. Bulma now breaks up with Yamcha for good and goes and has a kid with the guy that got Yamcha killed in the Saiyan arc. This guy's a walking fucking L. But at least from all this he gets a really cool fight with the androids. Oh, he gets one shot by Dr. Jiro, putting his hand through Yamcha's chest. Then, after that happens, Yamcha quits fighting and then instead just comes along to watch. So, after the android arc, he kind of just leaves but carries on training apparently. And he becomes a baseball player. Oh, and earlier I mentioned how Yamcha and Bulma broke up. Well, that's apparently because Yamcha cheated on her.
Huh?
What the actual fuck is that? That's so far out of character for him. He loves attention, but he's like one of the most loyal characters. Even killing himself pretty much. He knew he was going to die to save Krillin. So anyway, now that all Dragon Ball Z is done is punk Yamcha from beginning to end, let's quickly go to Super and see how they brought back the Desert Bandit and put some respect on him after an entire show of tearing him down. Yamcha in Super does nothing. Not a single fight. In fact, I'm pretty sure he might have 40 lines, if that, in the entire thing, and it's the utmost disrespectful thing ever. Oh, and since he's a extremely talented baseball star, you'd think he'd be drowning in money. But he lives in a shit tip with Puar, which is Ferretz's lifelong friend. So yeah, Yamcha in Super is a egomaniac who thinks everyone around him is super impressed by him, and loves him, which is like, I'm not even, why? So, let's go over one of the biggest questionable things in the whole of Super for me regarding Yamcha. Okay, Goku's looking to recruit people for the Tournament of Power, and Yamcha overhears this and gets really excited about the possibility of being asked. So he runs home and waits for an invite from his friends, which is a stupid as fuck move, but oh well. And instead of Goku and Gohan and all them going to Yamcha and asking him to join, and don't forget he's continued his training and become stronger since Dragon Ball Z, they cut a deal with fucking Frieza instead of asking Yamcha. So they bring along Tien and Krillin, but they just let Yamcha dream about getting picked. This is played for laughs and stuff because, you know, why would they ever pick Yamcha? Why the hell would they ever pick Tien? Oh, and to twist the knife one last time in the back of Yamcha fans, Puar is actually more useful than Yamcha has been since he beat the Cybermen, or the Cybermen beat him, in the beginning of Z. Puar turns into a woman to try fix Master Roshi's pervertedness.
You want Puar?
Yep, that's right. I need Puar to transform himself into a beautiful, spunky girl for me.
Okay, and why in the world would you need that?
I'm not sure if it would have been better if they just left him out entirely and didn't even think of him. If they just say he's dead or something. I'm not sure. This was just questionable. While watching the Tournament of Power, Yamcha reminisces with Puar about cutting Goku's tail off back when he was like a relevant and smart, thoughtful, useful character. One episode that did put respect on Yamcha's name was the baseball filler episode where Universe 6 and 7 challenge each other to a baseball match. And in this episode, Yamcha gets battered by Vegeta twice and Champa once to the point where he thinks he shouldn't even be playing baseball with these people.
Yeah, let's do it. What am I even doing here? I'm totally out of my league. At this rate, I'll be lucky to walk off the field alive. Come on, Yamcha, keep your head in the game. We are going to win this.
The episode ends with Yamcha in the armadillo pose when he got killed by the Saberman. But he did win the game for Universe 7, which was cool, and we also got a tease of the Wolfang Fist and the Spirit Ball after so long, which was cool. Shame it was in baseball form, but oh well. It's the only episode Yamcha's present for the whole thing, and he had a major role in. And it was actually a pretty good filler, all things considering. And like I said, it put respect on Yamcha's name, whilst also clowning on him at the same time. In the Moro arc, in the manga, Yamcha finally actually gets into a fight with one of Moro's henchmen, and he actually won for once, and also in character of the old Dragon Ball Yamcha, where he was confident in his fighting skills but not overly cocky. He even states he's the third strongest human. I'm pretty sure he's behind Tien and Krillin, I think, and I cannot wait for that to get animated. Please, God, let it get animated and give this guy a win. I'm begging. I have a feeling if it does get animated, either the Yamcha fight won't be in it at all, or it'll be played for laughs and someone will mention how it's the weakest henchman and he put his all to beat him, or some crap, or God forbid Yamcha loses. But yeah, I know Yamcha fans got really hyped when he fought again and finally said something in character and won. Finally, I do want to talk about Sparking Zero and Fighters. Let's start with Fighters. I love what they did with his character in Fighters. This is how he should be currently. He has such low self-esteem because of all the constant L's he's taken, to the point where he didn't think Krillin or Goku would want to fight with him. And then Goku and Krillin hype him up saying he's a good fighter and they need his help.
At least I can move a bit more freely now. Anyway, I think I get the picture. So it was those waves from that thing Bulma made that paralyzed me all of a sudden, huh? I don't exactly like having my power sealed, but I guess our enemies are in the same boat. But I'm sure you'll work it out.
No, Yamcha, you're as much a part of this as we are. In fact, we really need more good fighters to join us.
Seriously?
Yeah, Yamcha. So what do you say? You feel like fighting side by side with us again?
Wow, I don't know. I kind of retired a while back. My martial arts skills are gonna be kind of rusty. Are you sure you even want me to fight?
Huh? Of course we do, Yamcha. I mean, you're already wearing your gi.
Of course we want you to.
See? Even Krillin's gonna be fighting. So the more the merrier. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Even, huh? You really got away with words, Goku.
This was the kind of character work they need to do. If they want to make him cocky, have his cocky side come out during fights, that's fine. Let him catch a few wins and, you know, have it as an excuse to hype himself up when he's getting a bit cocky and confident again. Or something. I can't get over how much I love the work that they did with Yamcha and Fighters, and how he fights is really cool. They did him justice in that game, like he's just so fun to use. They do rip into him a fair bit, but it's mainly the villains ripping in and Goku not really understanding. But then he just takes it on the chin and he's okay with being called pathetic because he wants to prove them wrong and become stronger. That was fantastic. Fighters gets like a 9 out of 10 for trying to fix Yamcha up. Now, Sparking Zero, I'm not going to talk about the story because I'm pretty sure it's just ripped from the manga or anime or either one. But Yamcha is pretty fucking fun. I love playing as him. He's my main, and it's like a far, far margin. He's so fun to play. Wolfang Fist and Spirit Ball are actually really fun moves, and he only costs 3, so he can fit into any team pretty much. When they were designing Yamcha in this game, they went all out because his moves look so good, he looks good, and he's just so fun to play. In both the fighting games, in Fighters and Sparking Zero, they put so much respect on him, and they just made him a really cool character. So yeah, they let him shine in the games, but not the anime or manga. So, you know, I'll take what I can get pretty much, because you can do some pretty cool stuff with him. And that's it. Yamcha needs to be respected more in Dragon Ball, and the humans as a whole should get some kind of movie for them. I don't know what they could do, but they need to be boosted in power, have them learn like Kaioken or something, so they can hang in with the heavy hitters again. I know a lot of people say it's impossible, but it's a made up show. It's 100% possible if the writers wanted. Look at Roshi during the Tournament of Power. He bodied it when it mattered most, and had some respect put on his name after so long, so they could just do that with the rest of the human characters one way or another. But yeah, I'd like to see a movie called, like, I don't know, Dragon Ball Redemption or some crap for Krillin, Yamcha and Tien. After so long of being put down and just clowned on, they could be redeemed. You know, they just need to contribute more to the team and have cooler scenes and just, you know, not only have 10 lines in the entirety of Super. I'd love to see that. And remember, Yamcha is not attracted to children.